Every year on March 3rd, the world marks World Wildlife Day. India is home to extraordinary species: elephants, tigers, leopards, bears, rhinos, and thousands of birds and plants. But India's wildlife is under growing pressure. Rapid development is fragmenting forests across the country. Highways, railway lines, mining projects, and tourism infrastructure are increasingly being built in or near wildlife habitats. To address this, India enacted the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, creating national parks and wildlife sanctuaries, banning the hunting of many species. Major conservation programs like Project Tiger and Project Elephant were also launched, yet challenges continue to grow. One of the biggest concerns today is the loss of wildlife corridors, the natural routes that animals use to move between forests. Elephants depend on these corridors to migrate across vast landscapes. They are also crucial for species like tigers, leopards, and gores that require large territories to survive. But when these pathways are blocked by roads, railways, or construction, animals are pushed into human settlements. The result? Rising human-wildlife conflict. Elephants entering farms and villages, leopards appearing on the outskirts of cities like Mumbai and Dehradun, bears and wild boars damaging crops in forest-edge communities. And these encounters often end tragically for both people and animals. In several cases, India's courts have stepped in to protect wildlife. The Supreme Court has issued key rulings, including a temporary ban in 2012 on tourism in the core areas of tiger reserves to reduce pressure on habitats. More recently, the Supreme Court had ruled that tiger safaris cannot operate in core tiger habitats or in the wildlife corridors. They must be limited to the buffer zones. Courts have also prohibited mining inside protected areas and restricted development and construction near the national parks and sanctuaries. High courts have taken similar steps. Recently, the Madras High Court, for example, upheld a ban on resorts in the Segar Elephant Corridor in Tamil Nadu, noting that tourism infrastructure was obstructing wildlife movement. The Supreme Court has also addressed the impact on people living near the forest. In 2025, the Supreme Court directed states to consider treating human-wildlife conflict as a natural disaster, recommending compensation of 10 lakh rupees for families of victims. India's courts are increasingly acting as guardians of the environment, but protecting wildlife cannot depend on the courts alone. This World Wildlife Day, the message is clear. Protecting wildlife means protecting the delicate balance that sustains life on Earth. And that belongs to all of us.